This is Reed into the paint. Suey indeed on the Razorbacks. The number 12 seed into the Sweet 16 against UMass, top team in the country.
I was raised as the underdog, us against everybody. It was kind of nice this year to get back to my roots.
So win! Arkansas wins at the Horn!
This is the Morning Rush.
You know, I don't know Arkansas's NCAA history as much as, say, Clay or Chuck or maybe a historian of sorts, Mike Irwin, but I had forgotten that Arkansas won 2 games in Providence, Rhode Island in the NCAA tournament back in the day, 1996, against the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Marquette Golden Eagles before ultimately losing, funny enough, to John Calipari and UMass in Atlanta, Georgia. So Arkansas, again, takes on Kansas this Thursday at 6:10. You'll have first 4 tonight. There hasn't been a ton of first 4 teams to have success. Probably the most notable ones being the VCU Golden Rams under Coach Shaka Smart back in 2011, went all the way to the Final Four before ultimately losing to Butler. And then Fairleigh Dickinson 2 years ago played in the first 4 games and ended up winning against the Purdue Boilermakers, the only second time in NCAA history that a 1 seed has lost to a 16 seed. That's where we start this morning. And again, Arkansas having some success. Sure would be nice if they did the same thing they did nearly, 30 years ago now in 1996.
Yeah, and, the last Sweet 16 until Eric Musselman showed up. So hopefully that recent streak of success is noted here, not the end of an era. Like we didn't know then in 96 what that would really mean ultimately historically for us. All right, that's where we begin here. It is a busy Tuesday, like I said, getting out in front of the tournament here. You're going to be watching games, and particularly the Arkansas game on Thursday night. Joe's Grill and Cantina will be there. It's Taco Tuesday today, but Joe's Grill and Cantina on Thursday, and will not only have Throwback Thursday for you with some of the old classic Kuko's flavors, but also Thursday night, half-price apps and taps for the game as Arkansas takes on Kansas. So 6:10, probably ought to get there right after work, get your favorite spot, and then when the game begins, they'll have half-price apps and taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. It's Joe's Grill and Cantina.
So I had a FaceTime last night with my dad and my brother. We're in different towns. One of us is in Little Rock, one of us is in Fort Smith, one of us is in Dallas, Texas, and just going over our bracket, looking at and whatnot. They've got 2 games tonight, 2 games tomorrow. North Carolina takes on San Diego State. That's the later game at 8:40. And then you've got St. Francis against Alabama A&M, or Alabama State, at 5:40. Both are on True TV, which I don't know how many of you actually consume True TV, with the exception of the NCAA tournament. Maybe there's the oddball show here and there that you actually taken. I have to figure it out where it is. 1, on my guide. 2, if we even have it. That is something like there's some obscure with the TV service that I have. Like we don't get Fubu. We don't get like TNT.
You have what?
Fubu. One of the two. Fubo.
Okay.
So we don't get certain channels. So I don't even know if we have True TV, to be honest.
What are you going to do if you don't?
Well, my friends or my roommates are going to be out of luck because I'm obviously leaving for Providence tomorrow, but I don't know what I for those that don't have it with their cable subscription or whatever. I mean, is it tonight? Does tonight really kick off?
That doesn't sound like a cable subscription.
Yeah, but for others I'm asking.
Who what?
Fubu.
Fu Manchu?
Fu Manchu. One of the two. Did you get your tax, by the way? Did you figure that out?
We can talk about that story later. Yeah, I've been at the tag office yesterday and again today.
You were there. Okay, I
went yesterday. And wait, we'll get back to this. I've been to the Department of Finance and Administration twice in about a 15-hour period. Yes.
Company vehicle stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know that's surprising that it took 2 days to get stuff done.
Well, I mean, is that or wait through 50? It was 50 deep last night at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's my dad.
Got there this morning, 15 deep, took over an hour.
My My dad said it's kind of, you have to go to obscure time. He said, don't go in the morning, don't go at lunch, and don't go late in the afternoon.
Well-
he also said, don't go at the beginning and the end of the month.
Well, he probably didn't
is
say
when
to
he-
get FUBU TV either, but when you got work and things to do, you go when you can. So anyway, dropped the kid off at school, went straight there. That's why I was coming in hot
2 minutes
this
late.
morning.
Yeah, 2 minutes
But I
late.
do have a brand new Razorback license plate for my vehicle.
You spent that extra. How much did that end up
I just
costing?
took it
extra
out of your
money?
Christmas bonus.
We
no
get
big deal.
a Christmas bonus. Still hadn't gotten that
Well,
bonus.
that
by
is
the way.
your Christmas bonus. Is the
It's March the 18th. How is there an expiration date on bonuses? By the way,
no?
okay. I'm just wondering about that.
I'm wondering about what?
Expiration dates on bonuses. Just want to make sure that's not going to expire anytime soon.
What bonus?
The bonus
I don't.
that Colton got. Did you not tell him yet?
Bonus Colton got? No. Working with you, he said. I said something. He said working with you is bonus
It's
enough.
bonus
So-
enough.
Big
Okay.
bonus. Big
Bruce
bonus
Dan,
for
Brad Coefficient's going to join us momentarily. What are we going to talk? I mean, are you going to do your Pradco pyramid?
I
Pal,
did it
before
while
the
I was standing in line waiting.
before the SEC.
When I had
tournament?
number 60 and they were on number 42, I started working on
two
it.
1 seeds, two seeds heading into the SEC tournament, or excuse me, NCAA tournament. As you've got even SEC action starting tomorrow night with the Texas Longhorns that got in the play-in game and everything else. You had brought up something yesterday, which I found interesting about like what is it a successful number to make the second weekend of the tournament with 14 teams being in the league, and I said 7, just because like if you're going to get 14 of the 68 teams in the field, like I don't feel like 4 or 5 is a success. 6
So
is
does that mean half of how many the Big 12 get in? I don't know. Should they? Does that mean we're going to hold everybody else to the standard of half?
I think in the case when you've weighted so much towards the SEC and ESPN has spun the cycle that this is the best conference, and if they don't deliver, to me,
There's
delivering
not room
these games,
for everybody.
I realize that, but when you're advertising the
That's fine.
Southeastern Conference as this big dog,
Well, it is.
giant league, better than everyone else, and then you can't, and then you say, well, it's a matchup issue or it's this issue. This is what like
I mean, 2 would be a disaster. Then you have an argument.
in the second.
But if you
weekend.
get 6, you're going to say it was a
Well, I think
failure of a
six-
league.
6 in the minimum. I mean, 4 or 5.
No, you said 7. You said you had to have 7.
I think you need 7, but then I just said 6 is a minimum. 4 or 5 is not a success to me at all. And if you don't win
How
the
many they've
national
been getting?
championship, it's not a success either.
How many they've been getting in the Sweet 16?
4, probably 4. But you got 14. And you've had 10 teams in the league.
There's
And the
been
setup
years
and
they
everything.
didn't get 4 teams in the tournament.
Yeah,
man.
Cal's talked
So-
about it, the 3 or 4 or whatever or whatnot. But that's
I
again,
think 7. 6 or 7 would be an outstanding success. But I mean, I think 4 or 5 still is a successful year. But hey, let's just play the first round of games and see what happens. I don't know that there's 7 Sweet 16 teams on the list of 14.
yeah, we'll have to again
I
wait.
mean,
and
let's
see.
not act like nobody else is playing basketball in the country.
Yes, but again, the Southeastern Conference, being that they were given 14, which is 3 higher than any other league has ever been divvied
Was
out.
that
back
too
to the
many?
big- I don't know. Do you think Texas deserves to sneak in? Did you think that? I mean, that's the one takeaway that I was just, it's like, that didn't seem like it. But again, that's the weight of the conference.
I thought it was interesting, though, that the teams like Texas, because they had, 15 losses. I think they were 19 and 15, tied the record for teams with most losses to make the field. The other teams they tied with were all SEC schools. I found that to be, quite entertaining and quite interesting. So I just don't know that you got to get 7 in for it to be a success, or even 6. But I think we're getting the cart in front of the horse. All right, we'll get to our opening drive in just a second. If you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell, be sure and do that. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, crunchy, and delicious, Taco Bell has you covered. The Hit That Line Now app is powered by Taco Bell. And Thursday and Friday, I want to remind you, we're going to be back at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith for Hot Wing Madness. 50-cent wings at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. This is good at the Fort Smith location. You can chow down, watch the games, $3 pints of beer, $15 beer buckets that you can enjoy. We'll have halftime live. Phil and Matt are going to be there Thursday and Friday at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. 50-cent wings. It's Hot Wing Madness at TGI Fridays, 540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Ty has left the room, and I don't know whether to start the opening drive. He has the screen and the control. He has just abandoned the ship, mid-show here. So, Colton, I don't know if you can hit the button, but
I can from over here.
Yeah.
I hope it's not to correct something that I messed up. We
I
got
don't
Bruce
know.
on the phone calling us back here in just a second, so I don't know. We may have to just do a little flip-flop or something.
doing a little song and dance here as we move through the morning. So, Lewis Automotive Hotline open. If you want to call or text the show, you can do that right now. And 877-377-6963. And now that Ty has re-entered the room, we can get to your opening drive. Brought to you by
If you're
First
working
Financial.
Thursday or Friday, you're an idiot. Forget it. If you are actually going into the office and trying to do real work, are you kidding me? You are not working on Thursday or Friday.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
All right, that was John.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Again, I hate doing tech stuff in the middle of the show, but that was John Fanta who had that statement about the upcoming days, Thursday and Friday, of the NCAA tournament. What is more? What is a day to take off more if you can?
When
do
your
so?
team plays.
Is it the Monday after the Super Bowl, or is it one of these 2 days?
Well, see, it's not one of these 2 days. You need to, if you're going
Both
to
of
take
them?
one of the two, you take Friday.
Just knock them both off.
I mean, you're not taking Thursday off and going back to work on Friday.
Yeah, that doesn't seem.
But what if your team plays at noon or 11 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
or something on Thursday? I want to see that. But fortunately, if I was going to take a day off of these two, it would be Friday. I'd watch the Arkansas game Thursday night.
It kind of
get
sets
tanked up and then sleep in Friday.
I was going to say it kind of sets up.
In fact, why don't I do that?
It sets up nicely with Arkansas's game being at 6:10 Central Time on CBS, and then you get again an opportunity if you have a day off or if you won't want to take a half day or whatever to take off that final day. To me, like these 2 days, and I love college football, SEC weekends. I love when it gets to the NBA finals. Baseball's more Phil's cup of tea, but I mean these are the two best sports days of the year. And I don't think it's remotely close, to be honest. And I love the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games. I love the second round games. But these initial days on Thursday and Friday are unlike anything else. I guess my
TV ratings would say otherwise, but I mean it is a top 3 or 4 deal. I don't know. It's the best day.
The question I have is what do you do if you don't watch football and basketball during these next 2 days? Like we asked that question on the Super Bowl. Like you always ask, it's like, all right, so we have the ratings where it was the highest rated Super Bowl ever this last week. And you and I both agree that that's probably less than the people that actually consumed the Super Bowl because everyone that we talked to was at a party or watching it of some sort. What do you do? Do you just treat this if you don't watch this, do you just treat this like a normal? I just can't put my mind in that situation. Like Providence this weekend, there's a bunch of Ivy League kids that went to Brown and they're probably off being nerds or on spring break or whatever. I get that. But I can't fathom not focusing my life around this weekend because it's been that way since I was born. I mean, my dad basically buried that into my DNA. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing. A lot of spring break and other stuff. I know you're going, to Arizona? Is it Arizona next week? Where are you going next week?
Hawaii.
That's y'all's spring break. Our spring break a lot of times was going to March Madness, St. Louis, Kansas City, Oklahoma City. That's some of my favorite memories. I just don't know. I guess I can't contextualize. I can't visualize.
You can't understand how the rest of the world's not like you.
Yes, in that sense, I don't understand. I really don't.
Thank the Lord. So, I'm with you. I mean, I can't imagine not watching it, but there will be. I mean, people do have to work. People still have jobs they got to be at. Your kids still have games and choir concerts and stuff going on. So, I mean, I know it's hard for you to fathom, but people will find other things to do. Restaurants will still serve food. People will still,
with the games on,
do stuff and be out in their garden, play golf. I mean, there's a golf event at the course we play at that I'm thinking about canceling out because it's at 5:30 and the game starts at 6. I want to be in front of the TV for the Arkansas game.
Yeah, I would
Poor
guess
scheduling.
That's not going to be a highly attended event. All right, that is your opening drive here this morning, brought to you by First Financial Mortgage and Ethan Adamson. always great when it comes to advice. Over 300 5-star reviews. You can go online to ffb1.com if you have any questions. Again, check out their website. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. We go to Tyler, Texas, where our buddy Bruce Stanton is on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. What is going on in Tyler, Texas, Bruce?
Well, we're opening up a brand new Bass Pro Shop, so I get to come down and train about 50 people on how to sell our fishing products. They get to know about yum dingers and Bobby Garland baby sads. Somebody's got to tell them about all that stuff. So when consumers come in wanting to go to these lakes and catch fish, there's a bunch of different manufacturers. Of course, we're the best. A bunch of different manufacturers telling them about their products. So that's part of my job.
Okay. Oh, well, and Tyler's what? 30 minutes, hour from Dallas?
A little further than that.
It's about 2 hours east. It's about 3 hours south of Broken Bow. Of course, I stopped at Broken Bow and fished about 4 hours yesterday. There was actually a forest fire going on, and I was catching fish in front of it. And then drove on down to Tyler and getting ready to speak to a bunch of people here today.
All right. Well, sounds awesome. Let's get to it. It's our Pradco. Do what?
We don't have music.
We don't have music. All right. It's our Pradco Pyramid of Power today. All right, I don't know if, I guess we didn't pay the
Todd needs the kazoo, man.
Well, we didn't pay the FUBU subscription, so we can have that channel on there, so we can have the music. So, all right, it's a tournament edition of the Pradco Pyramid of Power. I'll get it started. I'm going to go with the SEC tournament champion atop. The team that seems to have the hot hand, and can they put 6 more in a row together after winning 3 straight in the SEC tournament? I got the Florida Gators, number 1. In this week's Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Well, I'm glad you got some sense. The Tommy and Bruce selection committee does not recognize Auburn as the number 1 team in the country or the SEC. It's the Florida Gators, no doubt.
Florida Gators number 1. Auburn's lost 3 of their last 4. I'm not even looking at a panic button, much less hitting it, but I got Auburn number 2 in the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I couldn't even do that. My Tennessee Volunteers beat them. I was real satisfied with that victory over Bruce Pearl, and I'm going to go with the Tennessee Volunteers at number 2 based on what I saw on the court.
All right, and you're really not going to like the next one because I got Alabama at number 3. They have been a scoring machine. Ran into a buzzsaw there in the tournament, but playing well. I got Alabama at number 3.
Well, you just went down a few notches in the advertising notebook. Yeah. So, we'll have to look at another station next year. But anyway.
Oh, wait, I'm reading it wrong. Wait a minute.
we're definitely not Alabama. There is no D in Alabama, so Auburn's still number 3. I got Florida, Tennessee, Auburn, 1, 2, 3.
I got Florida, Auburn, Bama, Tennessee, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the top 4 seeds that tournament. I like the format. You earn your way through that double bye, but Bruce, I don't see very many years where you're going to have teams knock off those top 4 seeds, particularly ones that have to play those first 2 days. I'm not saying the tournament's set up unfairly, and I don't know what else you do, but other than exempt your top 4 teams from not even playing in it. But my goodness, I don't see very many years where that's what we saw this year unfold isn't going to happen.
Well, we've seen A&M make a run. I think the year the Georgia Dome roof got blown off, Georgia made it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it does. Win your games, and you don't have to whine about it. Win your games. And so I got Alabama number 4.
All right, I got Kentucky at number 5. That's where Big Blue Nation's going to check in for me.
Okay, your brain re-engaged. I got Kentucky there. Yep.
All right, Missouri at number 6.
Yes, 100%. Right. Missouri had a good win in the tournament over A&M, who had been hot. Dennis Gates, what a job he's done.
Yeah, absolutely. Should have been coach of the year. And I got A&M.
Should have been coach of the year.
Got A&M at number 6.
Well, you got 7 teams in there.
1, 2, 3, 4,
if you had
5,
Kentucky.
Oh, I do have 7. Yeah, I don't know why I got 7, but I got 7.
It's okay.
Well, I got Texas A&M at number 7.
Math.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
3, 4,
we
5.
only did top
Well, I do.
6. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm an overachiever. I got A&M at number 7. Yeah.
I've never heard anyone call themselves an overachiever for having bad math, but there you go.
All right, so Florida, Auburn, Bama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, my top 6. I'll bonus you out with A&M. And then you've got Florida, Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama, Kentucky, Missouri in yours.
Yeah.
All right, and that's our Pradco Pyramid of Power. All right, Ty, where were we right? Where were we wrong?
I know Auburn's lost 3 of 4, but I still think they're probably the second best team in the SEC. It's just really hard because I feel like they're all interchangeable based on where obviously you guys have them in the top 4 and whatnot. I think Kentucky, it really depends on if Lamont Butler's healthy, which I'm still kind of worried about him if you're a Wildcat fan moving forward. I can't remember who they play in their first round of the NCAA tournament, but I would be a little scared if I was a Wildcat fan. Florida's easily top dog. Again, Auburn, Tennessee, Alabama are all interchangeable because they've all beaten each other. But I think Florida's clearly, in fact, I picked them to win. I went chalky this year, which I hate. But I think I either have 3 of the 4 1 seeds or all 4 of the 1 seeds in the Final Four, which I hate doing. But I feel that is how it's going to play out this year.
Anyone, I think maybe why I made that, anyone on that list, Bruce, at the Pradco Pyramid of Power, and maybe include A&M in this, that you see not on that list making the Sweet 16?
No, I think those teams should make the Sweet 16. I do have pause about Alabama just because all those teams you mentioned, they don't play defense.
Yeah.
And unless they can outscore somebody, I think that makes them susceptible because someone's going to clamp them down. It's happened several times in league play, and that's the one thing that concerns me about them. Of course, they did make the Final Four last year.
All right, opening up there at the Bass Pro Shops in Tyler, lurenet.com for any of the items you want and all those U.S. orders. Over $35 ship for free on all your favorite brands made by Pradco right here in Arkansas. Enjoy your time in Texas, and hopefully we'll see you next week here in the studio for our next edition of the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
All right, talk to y'all. River go fishing. Bye.
There you go. All right, that's our Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Sign of a smart man is to understand that things change and to roll with those changes. And Ty, I applaud that you've done that.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, this is Landon Jackson, and you're listening to ESPN Arkansas.
It's Hot Wing Madness at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Hey, this is Phil Elson. Join me and Matt Jones for Halftime Live at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith for the first 2 days on Thursday and Friday of the Big Dance. Chow down on 50-cent wings, $3 pints, and $15 buckets of beer. Hot Wing Madness is back. 50-cent wings Thursday and Friday at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio.
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at wheelerpowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Try to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Take your dining to a whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
Ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mamaw's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
They were taking teams that we had beaten. You start looking around like everybody was so confident we were in. I'm like, hey, but the whole point was get in. It's first year, getting things established, struggling early. And my teams have struggled early in the past, but not like that. To be able to say, all right, we're in the tournament. Hard road. It may be the hardest, but so what? We're in.
That was John Calipari on Sunday night following Arkansas' selection against Kansas in Providence, Rhode Island for this upcoming game. We played a clip in the Open where Arkansas beat both Penn State and Marquette back in 1996, nearly 30 years ago in Providence. I think, so a lot of times, I don't know how you guys feel, I'm curious. When we get closer, I feel more and more confident. So we're getting closer to this game. I'm feeling less confident about this team. It's not because of Boogie Flan coming back. It's not because of how this team's playing as of late, which is as good as they played all season, debatably. But I think it's just this matchup. I really don't like this matchup for Arkansas at all, being that this team has already lost to Arkansas twice. A couple guys on the team 2 years ago, earlier this season, and I realize both rosters weren't full. I like the appeal, the quote unquote, like for Arkansas and Kansas and Cal versus Self. I don't like this matchup head-to-head versus Kansas at all, though.
Well, I mean, so what can Arkansas do defensively, and what can Arkansas do with their offense to work around the matchup challenges that you're talking about? I mean, you got to go play the game. You got to figure out a way to attack this team. How do you attack Kansas?
I just think you attack Hunter Dickinson as much as possible. I just think that these guys that have been on the team for a while, having this up and down season like they had, and I'm speaking of Kansas, not Arkansas. Not that Arkansas won't be motivated, but I think they're going to play with a big chip on their shoulder. And it's really hard to beat a good team twice. And I know Kansas is not a vintage Kansas basketball team. And I know it was a preseason game. I just think it's going to be really difficult on Arkansas to win on Thursday night. I really do.
What would be easy?
I mean,
there's no easy.
There's
when you're a 10 seed. I mean, even you get past 1, 2. I mean, there'll be a 3 seed that's challenged.
You're right, but
tell me what's easy.
My thought, and I don't know why I think this way, and maybe this is the incorrect way of looking at it. I would feel better about this game if they had not played 2 years ago, and they had not, which Bill Self did not coach, and they had not played in the preseason. But do you agree or disagree with that?
Well, only reason I'd push back is there isn't a single soul other than what Blake was Trevin wasn't on that team.
He was. He didn't play. He's an ACL injury. This will be Trevin's fun. It's interesting you bring it up. This is his first NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just trying. There's no real carryover from the team that beat them in the tournament. There obviously is from the preseason game this year.
But there's a lot of Kansas guys that were on that team that are on this team. Mm-hmm. That's why, again.
Yeah, but you're not playing the same team. They're not watching. Let me ask you this: is Bill Self pulling out that tape from 2 years ago and studying it?
No, that's a good.
Why and why?
Different team.
Different what?
Different team,
coach?
different coach,
Yeah.
different attack.
different. I mean, they don't even get lunch at the same place anymore. So yeah. I mean, that's all you need to just disregard that from 2 years. They're not watching that game. They're not. Hey, let's go back and see what happened in that tournament game 2 years ago and see what we can learn from it. There's no value in that. So don't put any stock in that. Preseason game, I'll give you some credit on. Look at that, but there ain't no reason to even consider that as a reason why they can't win this game.
I can give you food for thought on both. Todd, to your point, Arkansas has been getting cooked inside by teams that have a really strong post presence, and that's Hunter Dickinson and Kansas to a T. They're going to pound the ball inside. They're going to have really talented guards, and Arkansas has faltered against that all year. But to your point, every time that there's been a brand name on the jersey, and Arkansas has gone up against them this year, Kentucky, we've mentioned that Alabama and Auburn are now more of a blue blood than a lot of the schools that we think of. Every time that they've played those teams this year, they have risen to the occasion every time. So there's food for thought for both. I think it's going to be one of those classic 7-10 matchups down to the absolute last second.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning, and we don't have the are you ready to do the jingle? Ready? Ready?
Yep.
Bum, 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 bum.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
And I think that was
what did you mess up to eliminate all that?
This
stuff?
is not the day to. I'm just putting this out here at 9. That this is not the day to test me this morning.
Oh,
there's days that I'm good with a little back and forth. This is not the day to do so. This is like if Rory would have quadruple bogeyed at the end. By the way, he won yesterday.
Unbelievably proud. I went home last night thinking that I should have had this and be going home, but I reset, had not a great night's sleep, and I made the swings I needed to today in tough conditions, and really happy to get it done.
Did it happen before our show or during our show yesterday?
During our show.
We were so focused on Arkansas basketball and the SEC tournament, what happened this week in the NCAA tournament, that we didn't necessarily get to it. But we do have time to get to our buddy Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Larry, I know you were focused on what's going on in Nashville. Have you filled out a bracket just yet?
No, I was going to try to get to that today.
Okay.
Trying to work on it a little bit.
I filled out mine.
I'm going to fill out a few,
I filled out 2. Both are terrible. Maybe the worst I've ever filled out. Do you have any confidence on who you're going to pick this year?
No, I really don't.
Okay. Well, I know you.
I don't have any idea. I'm going to just take a shot at it.
Oh, that's good. I know you have confidence in your pre-owned inventory at both Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi. And I was talking to David. Apparently, you guys marked off like $20,000 off Rath Mitsubishi pre-owned inventory right now.
Yeah, we kind of did that at both stores. So we've got those used cars really priced to sell right now. And a lot of people buying used cars right now. And, you've got a lot of choices. We know there's lots of places you can buy a car. We want to make sure you're getting the best used car your money can buy. And Road Ready Certified is your assurance. You're getting the best car, hand-picked, reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center, covered by a comprehensive warranty. You can't buy a better used car. Road Ready Certified with warranty. We've got a great selection. And like you said, we've been pulling price out of those cars. We're making it so easy, including some weekly specials. Watch for our weekly special videos. We've got both stores featuring cars where you can get $1,000 cash back your way or get a big old discount off of the original price. We've got just great deals all over the lot. And even on the new car side, on the Mitsubishi side, we're clearing out the 24 Outlanders. I think we're down to about 6 or 9, something like that. Just a few of those. Folks save up to $6,500 right now on a brand new 24 Mitsubishi Outlander with 10 years of warranty on it. If you haven't seen that car, put that car on your list before you buy another Toyota or Honda or Subaru. Come in and test drive this beautiful 24 Mitsubishi Outlander. We think you'll see that you're getting more car for your money. Better looking car, better appointments inside, better equipment, better safety, and a better warranty. So really just a terrific vehicle, and we've got a good selection of those, but they're going fast. Come on in and take advantage of some of these used car specials or the big specials on the clearance on the 24 Mitsubishi Outlanders at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
And you can ask Larry for your, daily bracket advice as well. Larry, good luck with your bracket this year, okay, man?
You as well. I hope everybody has good luck, and go Hogs.
All right. Arkansas, Kansas, 6:10 this Thursday. We'll talk more about that coming up, plus your Morning Rush Daily Question as we continue on a Tuesday, getting ready for the tournament.
This is the Morning Rush.
Taco Bell's new Caliente sauce made with red jalapenos is the spicy side of Cantina chicken. But does that mean everything has a spicy side? Like your cactus plant. It's like your other plants, but spicy. Or your coworker who says they hate everyone who works here, but you work here. Or when you say, I don't mean to be rude, but you do mean to be rude. But now you can feed your spicy side with Caliente Cantina chicken from Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of Road Ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th. The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, now 17 years in the industry. What all y'all service here at Jazzco?
We do food trucks, cars. We do custom banners, signs for big and small businesses. We do logos, stickers, you name it, we just about do it all right here at Jazzco. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
It's Hot Wing Madness at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Hey, this is Phil Elson. Join me and Matt Jones for Halftime Live at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith for the first 2 days on Thursday and Friday of the Big Dance. Chow down on 50-cent wings, $3 pints, and $15 buckets of beer. Hot Wing Madness is back. 50-cent wings Thursday and Friday at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, we've debated and kicked around how many you need to get to the Sweet 16 for all the national pundits to not say, the SEC fell flat on its face. But what ultimately matters is, does one of the SEC teams hoist the national championship trophy at the end? Are there at least one? Because to me, that'd be the greatest disaster is this conference not even get a team to the Final Four. So, Ty, think about this. Colton, do the same thing. Of the 14 teams in, you get to pick one. You got to put all your chips on one team to go the furthest. Doesn't have to be the national title. But which team in the SEC of the 14 that are in the field do you feel most confident in that will go the furthest? That may be national runner-up. That may just be getting to a Final Four. Who do you think of the 14 goes the furthest in this year's tourney?
I know I kind of said the opposite yesterday based on them winning the SEC championship, but Florida. And I think I need to have a moment. You know how your dad or your mom tell you as a kid it's just a game when you get pissed off about something?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have one of these moments right now. Ty, it's just a game. So hopefully I'm not ticked off for the next hour and 20 minutes of this show. But yeah, I would say the Florida Gators are the team still to me. I mean, they could shoot it. They're lanky. They're long. I think Todd Golden, I keep comparing him to Billy Donovan just because he's in that young coach's mold like he is now. I don't even know if he's 40 yet. But I like Florida to advance. And I like where they're at, too, in their 1 seed. I like the teams they go up against as well. So I take the Gators, Golden.
Go back here and look at Florida. Obviously they won 3 in the tournament. They'd have to win 6 in a row. Let's see. I'm going back 1, 2, 3. Well, you gonna let me go back any further? Okay, hang on. Trying to go all the way back to that's the SEC tournament.
Been a while since they lost.
That's what I was trying to kind of figure out
I want
here.
to say it was potentially Missouri that they lost to last. Maybe because A&M beat Auburn. I feel like it was Missouri, but I could be wrong.
Georgia.
That's right.
Georgia, February 25th. So they've won 3 to end the regular season. There was, 3 games to end the regular season, or be 4. And then they beat Bama in Tennessee, Missouri, Bama, and Tennessee. So 3-6. They'd have to win 12 games in a row to win the national title. Man, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to not roll a 7. That's why I like Alabama. I like Alabama as the team of the SEC to go the furthest. Auburn, I think, maybe has peaked at the right time. Bama scores a lot of points, and they still determine the winner with points. I mean, they find a way to get it in the hole, and they do it consistently. So
I would be so much more okay if Barnes, Pearl, or Oates. Or Barnes, Pearl, or Golden won a national championship before I had to watch Nate Oates hoist that trophy.
I'm not against what you're saying there, but
they went all the way to the Final Four last year with Sears and and Nelson. Now, the interesting thing, and my brother was telling me this.
I'm just looking through their last few games, 104-82. Now they scored the 82. They got beat by Florida 104-82.
Yeah.
So 99 points, 92 in the win over Auburn, 99 in the win or 94 in the loss to Florida. Scored 76. I think maybe they've hit that period where they played, some off games, and maybe they're going to hit that. But I like Bama just because of beat Mississippi State 111-73, 96-83 over Kentucky. Scored 98 in a loss to Missouri. I think they score a lot of points. They're going to be a hard out.
Text in from Gavin in Fayetteville back to Arkansas here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. He says, back to the conversation with the Razorbacks, my biggest fear is Thursday as Arkansas comes out of the gate hot, gets a big lead, and loses it like they've been lately. I hope I'm wrong. So, to your question about the farthest, you say Bama, I said Florida. Colton, what did you say again?
I would probably say Florida too, Ty, because that's the easiest part of the bracket too, and I think that they have a really good chance they're not going to hit. I don't foresee UConn, losing to Oklahoma, so they're going to avoid an SEC team for a while as well. Alabama's going to get matched up with Vanderbilt if they beat St. Mary's, so I'd be looking out for SEC teams that are going to match up with the other ones. That may, one of them be gone right after that.
Yeah. I think for SEC, you're probably best off picking from one of the 4 semifinal teams to win your national championship from the league. I would think that you're
100%.
Between the 2 seeds, Tennessee and Alabama, and then Florida and Auburn, would be shocked if a team doesn't win it. Now, again, I don't think you can call it a successful season for the league if you don't have a team ultimately hoist that trophy. I don't care if they lose to Duke, Houston, whoever. But I do think one of those 4 will end up winning the national.
I think you got to have 2 in the Final Four, and you got to have a team in the championship game. But that doesn't mean it's a bust if you don't. So if you get 2 to the Final Four and they both lose, and Duke and Houston play, does that mean it was a terrible season for the SEC? I don't even know if that's possible in the bracket. I don't have it right in my hand.
Yeah, I think I think that's because you've got Houston, Duke,
and Alabama could square up if I remember right. But point being, if you get 2 teams to the Final Four, you get 5 in the Sweet 16. You had 3 or 4 in the Elite 8, and you don't have the national title, and you haven't had it since 2012. By the way, who was the last coach to win that? John Calipari. By the way, for all those that say he can't coach. I still have a hard time saying, boy, they fell flat on their face again.
Text out of 479, Bama isn't the healthiest. One of the things, when you bring up Bama, my brother told me this, I need to look more into it. Apparently, Grant Nelson's going to see like a foot specialist, and that's one of their premier players. And the guy that got him to a Final Four last year in that Elite 8 game against North Carolina. So that would be something maybe you hesitate a little bit on if you're going with Alabama. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Check them out online at cartpasssocial.com. I know Christian and Nate really excited for not just this week in March Madness, the Masters Invitational that was underway as of this week. They're going to be announcing the leaderboard. What that means is like who's winning, who's in first, second, third in the Masters Invitational. Maybe you're with us here for the first time this morning on the Morning Rush and you say, Ty, what's that? Well, you're going to get a chance to play Augusta National at Cart Pass Social each and every week. It's a really cool experience, and they're going to crown their very own Masters champion at the end. Go to cartpasssocial.com if you want to sign up. Cart Pass Social, it's BYOB, the best indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. Now, you mentioned Cal there. I know he had some fun at Big Z's expense. This was something Razorback Basketball put on Twitter. I'm going to be honest. I knew Providence was in the Northeast. I couldn't pinpoint it on a map specifically. Maybe Rhode Island, I'd get close. I know it was close to Boston and Connecticut, but here's what he said, and joking with Big Z.
So we'll practice tomorrow, Tuesday, and then we travel to Providence. Probably a 2-hour flight, maybe a little bit longer because you're up in there. What's that? In the United States.
Could you have picked out Rhode Island on a map? If not, I know where it is now after finding it, but it's not an island.
It's up there close to Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, I could
sandwiched in between Massachusetts and Connecticut.
Basically. Is it a from a square mile standpoint? Is it the smallest state? I'm pretty sure
right,
it is.
Colton?
It is the smallest state. Yes.
Okay. No,
that's one of those areas, and I know you're going to be busy with basketball, but man, if you're up there and you had a car, you could hit several states and check them off your list of 50 in a hurry. That's if I wasn't traveling with the family next week, I would I'd have taken this trip and because I've never been to Rhode Island, I've never been to Boston, never been to any of that.
Well, I know Chuck has the luxury of flying from XNA to Providence. I don't know if they have to pit stop.
He didn't have two layovers in between.
We're gonna have some fun. Little Rock to Dallas to Chicago to Providence. I was looking because I was looking at it's like, can you fly into Hartford or fly into Boston? The air route or whatever. Because I know some people are doing that. I've talked to a few people that's what they're going to do. They're going to fly into the bigger airport, Boston, and then Uber and whatnot. But like you said, a beautiful part of the country. I've got some recommendations here. Like there's a pizza place called Cesarita Pizza from a buddy that you went to Rhode Island that he said is really good. Apparently Thayer Street is a good spot. Do you think I'll be able to I'll stick out like a sore thumb in this crowd in the very northeastern Ivy League? Brown University, like we were talking about, is there. I would think that that Arkansas fans are going to stand out in this crowd. Like you're easily going to be able to pick them out.
You're saying you're not going to fit right in with the Ivy League crowd?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Is that
rhetorical or
somewhat?
You really want a response, or
I was hoping you just go in and just go to
Ty,
town.
you're having a rough morning. I think you're going to fit right in.
Okay, I figured that you'd go in on that. You know who else is having a rough morning? West Virginia, and it wasn't just this morning, but yesterday. Did you hear from their governor yet? Have you?
I've not heard from the governor.
Okay.
I did see some stuff with Bob Huggins, who's not obviously not their coach, but had a few things to say.
Well, this is from their governor, Patrick Morrissey, and there's a back end. For those that don't know, Mountaineers did make the tournament. North Carolina did. Bubba Cunningham is the head of the selection committee, and here is what their governor had to say.
This was a miscarriage of justice and robbery at the highest levels. Now, who was the last team to get into the tournament ahead of the Mountaineers? That would be the University of North Carolina.
And again,
this was a miscarriage of justice.
I feel like I only hear that phrase during.
Was this like OJ being acquitted? I mean, what do we got going on here?
He was sitting in front of a podium that read National Corrupt Athletic Association. This felt FSU-ish to me.
Oh, this is him speaking to his constituents.
And it is. Here's where I come from. So if you've got the North Carolina AD as the head of the committee, and basically the last team that gets in is North Carolina, how can you say that didn't have any impact or bearing?
He left the room, Ty.
But I don't know how you can think that is a feasible thought in 2025 that the head of the selection committee, or whatever his title is, doesn't have an impact whatsoever. That is at you. I don't understand how you can think that.
But why does everything have to be fraught with conspiracy?
But I think in this case,
so what you're saying is
these
people had no integrity. That's what you're saying is they have no integrity.
What I'm saying is to say that he didn't have any impact or any part of that, even though he wasn't in the room per se in that discussion, which that's what they said, and I'll at least hold him to that word. I just can't get behind. I can't believe, considering that was the last team in. And Branding had something to do with it being North Carolina. Right?
It doesn't look good. I'll leave it at that. Hey, we're brought to you by the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800. You're looking for a quality place to stay for a baseball weekend, maybe a few days of a getaway for spring break, or maybe a summer trip to Northwest Arkansas. Stay where we stay at the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800, or book online at innatthemill.com.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Robert Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey, do y'all know what time it is?
It's about 2:30.
Summertime.
It's that and a whole lot more.
And no matter what's happening, the Stadium Shop has what you need.
We have the best selection for showing off your Razorback spirit while on vacation, even Razorback swim trunks.
Graduations, anniversaries, birthdays, we have what you need for your event.
And we have what you need for that trip to Omaha.
Even a new line of hard shell luggage.
Also, Omaha tees, flags, bases, loaded hats, and the boppers.
And you can get them here at the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium. Or you can check us online at those WWNs.
Dad, let me do that before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, shoponrazorback.com.
And if you can't reach us there, call us at 479 Stadium.
All from the only family, alumni-owned and operated Razorback store.
South of the North Pole.
Dad, please.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hawks.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Wave Rural Connect is excited to introduce our new 300 megabit internet service. Perfect for streaming, remote work, and homework for just $64.95 a month. Get no worries, cyber safe managed Wi-Fi for a total of $71.95. Order today at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. We're adding new services and expanding our areas for you. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hey, Tuesdays is a great day to stop by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I know everyone thinks tacos on Tuesday. You guys have taco pizzas on special as well, plus some special drink prices on Mexican beers.
Yes, we have our $1 off Mexican imports, $2 off margaritas, $1 off when wearing a Papa's t-shirt.
How many Papa's Pub t-shirts do you have?
Quite a bit right now in stock.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV. With hands-free driving assistance, go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $800 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
It's Hot Wing Madness at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Hey, this is Phil Elson. Join me and Matt Jones for Halftime Live at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith for the first 2 days on Thursday and Friday of the Big Dance. Chow down on 50-cent wings, $3 pints, and $15 buckets of beer. Hot Wing Madness is back. 50-cent wings Thursday and Friday at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly sunny to mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy. A high this afternoon, right around 75. Winds out of the south, 25 to 35 miles per hour. We should see a decrease in any cloud cover. Overnight lows upper 50s, and then sunny, breezy, and cooler temperatures in the 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Don't touch my beef jerky now.
We're back in Providence. The Arkansas Razorbacks out of the SEC. Picked up by Bradley. Razorbacks have the numbers, but they hold it up. This is Reed into the paint. Very Reed. Suey indeed on the Razorbacks, the number 12 seed, into the Sweet 16 against UMass, top team in the country.
I was raised as the underdog, us against everybody. It was kind of nice this year to get back to my roots.
Win! Arkansas wins at the Horn!
This is The Morning Rush.
Hey, welcome into hour number 2 of the Morning Rush here on a Tuesday. First four gets going tonight. It features the North Carolina Tar Heels that we were just talking about. And again, you heard the West Virginia governor in regards to that.
This was a miscarriage of justice.
Again, that talking about them being inserted over the West Virginia Mountaineers. And then you've got the throwaway game, I should say, between – was it Alabama State, and I'm forgetting the other team that's smashing.
St. Francis.
St. Francis, thank you, Cole. Now, 16 seeds, while they don't have a lot of success, most recently you had Fairleigh Dickinson knocking off Purdue, who had played in the play-in game, and then
it happened twice in 3 years?
Correct. Virginia lost to
UMBC.
UMBC, and then I think 2 years later, like you're talking about, you had that upset. It was the same year that Arkansas beat Kansas in Des Moines, because I remember us watching it at a bar after the game. And then you had VCU, who played in the play-in game. I think it's the 11 seed, go all the way to the Final Four back in 2011. So it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while you have some stir up and what it ends up happening in the NCAA tournament, the impact it could have.
I never thought I'd live long enough to see a 16 beat a 1.
I didn't think I would either,
but,
Tommy.
We've seen it twice. We've seen, it's more rare than Haley's Comet. So that's what we've seen twice now. So it puts all of them on alert, which I think should make it even more difficult for it to happen. But now I'm going to tell you, in the NIL world, who knows? Weather's starting to warm up outside. That means it's time to get by Andy's Frozen Custards on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. 2 locations in Conway. There's one on Dave Ward Drive, another on Oak Street. And you can get to the one right there off Oak. It's right off the I-40. It's right there. You can almost see it from the exit. Also JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock as well. Get the pick 6 for the tournament. You can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for a game time treat. That is perfect. That's Andy's Frozen Custards, Conway, Fort Smith, and North Little Rock. And always download the Andy's app, where they can take care of you, and they'll have it ready when you arrive at Andy's Frozen Custards.
So I know you hate Kentucky, but I actually like listening to Mark Pope. I've genuinely enjoyed watching him coach at times this season, and he was with the voice of Kentucky Wildcats, Tom Leach, and there was an entertaining bit that they had leading up to the NCAA tournament. Take a listen.
I'm going to say something I'm going to regret, but it's only a 7-hour drive. If anybody's having trouble with gas money, hit me up. Let's go. Let's get all BBN out there. I'm not going to tell you how to hit me up because I'm nervous about how many people are about to hit me up.
I did see like Missouri, for example, there's a picture of Dennis Gates, and they had a picture of Columbia and like an arrow towards, and I'm forgetting where they're playing, but it was only like a 4.5 hour drive And then you hear again Mark Pope, and they're in Milwaukee, if I remember that right. I just find it I find it funny when coaches are getting obviously ready for the tournament because they're trying to motivate. It's a 24-hour drive for Arkansas fans to get to Providence.
That's not realistic.
Yeah.
Now, if you were in Wichita, very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what would be the next closest geographic. Would it be Milwaukee, Lexington? Lexington's probably about 9 for a lot of the states. So 9-10 hour drive, depending on where you're at. So those are realistic drives. You get over about 12, you can't expect people to drive really more than about 9 or 10. Is really pushing the limit. So I get where it's at. But the one big issue with the NCAA tournament from a fan perspective is the planning window. And it's so short because you don't find out till Sunday, if you're in, and then even if you're a 1 seed and you've known you're in, where are we going? Mm-hmm. Some of them they can probably figure out. But the vast majority of and you're still gambling even if you're if you're an Auburn or a Duke or a Florida this year, you would still be gambling on the selection of the regional you'd be in.
And that's kind of what I wanted to get into there, because as much as I enjoy Thursday and Friday in this tournament overall, because of the turnaround time, it is so difficult. Like for baseball-wise, I think a lot of baseball fans have a pretty good idea. If you're like a top 16, you're like, okay, we'll host, and then we'll go here if they go to so you can kind of pre-plan. You maybe can if you're a top like 1 or 2 seed, but other than that, it's really difficult. And that's
even in football in the new setup with a playoff. If you're going to play on someone else's campus, in those first round games, you at least have a week to get there. I mean, when we were booking your flight on Sunday afternoon and finalizing it Sunday night, I mean, we're looking at a Tuesday or Wednesday flight for you, Wednesday at the latest to get there. Well, I mean, that turnaround and that price is pretty steep for most. And, for most, you're not traveling alone unless you're going for work purposes. Maybe you're going with buddies and everybody's paying their own. But, I mean, it's $1,000 right now at best to fly to Providence, Rhode Island.
That is to my knowledge, the most expensive flight that we've been on as a company since between Buffalo,
hotel room
San
is
Francisco.
about $1,000 for the 4 days.
Yeah,
I mean, so you're in a little over $2,000 before you've bought a meal, rented a car, got an Uber, done anything else.
Should I wear? I have and thank you for that, by the way. I think it's understood, but thank you.
But it's not me. I mean, it's the radio station's money. But and you're welcome, by the way. But for most people, you can budget, you can plan, you can set that back. But that's the difficulty because you may have the time off, but $2,000 to go to watch one basketball game perhaps is pretty steep asking.
And it's not like it gets any closer if you win. You go now. We had a good time in San Francisco, but if you win, you're going to San Francisco. So you're going from one side of the country all the way to the other side of the country.
That'd be fine.
Listen, I think everyone listening right now would be okay to see them advance to the Sweet 16. I don't think there's a single fan out there.
I'm gonna be in Kona. I can just hop over from the Big Island.
Is Hawaii west, like southwest? I always thought it was southeast, below Florida. Is it south? I legitimately don't.
Hang on, you think Hawaii's where?
Southeast below Florida.
That'd be South America.
Okay, so Hawaii's down
southeast below Florida. Okay,
does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
I thought it was down there, so it's down here. Okay. So yeah, you can hop, skip, and jump.
I don't think it's down anywhere.
Hop, skip, and a jump, and
Colton, where's Hawaii? Our 50th state.
I don't have.
They're our 50th, or was Alaska? Yeah, it was after Alaska.
They're in the Pacific Ocean, so they wouldn't be southeast. But
Guys,
you've seen lots of maps, Ty, and they're right below Florida on the thing. I know what you're talking about.
It has been so long since I've looked at a map, and again, had to.
He said that seriously.
You could also be confusing it for Cuba. I don't know.
Right there near Alaska, but right below Florida. Yeah.
Now would be a good time.
Right there on the map. See, it's right here on the map. It's right below Florida.
Now would be a good time.
Next to Hawaii.
That tell you 30 years ago, Michael Jordan.
I didn't realize it's that close to Miami.
It's like you can go back and forth on a boat. Now would be a good time to tell you that Michael Jordan unretired from the NBA 30 years ago today and sent a simple fax saying, "I'm back."
Did he send the fax from Hawaii?
I don't think so. I
Down
think
there near,
I'm gonna guess his agent. I'm gonna guess his agent said that. We're getting text on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying he's got to be kidding on that. Again, I don't make a habit of looking at maps.
But you're right.
Regularly.
Hawaii is
And
right there below Florida on the map.
I
You're
think
right.
I think the other thing that should be stated is that anything that is said on this show that you think is just a joke that comes out of my mouth, it's probably not a joke. It's probably he actually thinks that.
He actually does think
He
that.
actually thinks that is how
Hawaii
this
and Alaska.
I will say
right there next to each other.
I was
near Florida.
So I wanted to ask you about this actually during the show because I wanted to collect and garner some audience. Clay's not here, so I can say garner 877-377-6963. I found a flight out of that. It's $300 less. That is from it. It gives us a change. It gives us a check bag, and it's out of, I guess, DFW, and it goes to Boston. So I figured my thought is, okay, the flight was $920. You subtract, and it's $600 for the round trip flight out of Dallas to Boston. You Uber an hour, $60 there and back. That save us $100. Is that worth it?
I don't think you can Uber from Boston to Providence for $60.
Is it going to be more than that, you think?
Have you even looked it up?
I haven't. I guess I should. But
Yeah,
I
you
was
probably
I
should.
wanted to see if that was like saving money. If that was I actually like to save money because I'm a cheap, you know what. But I thought that would be a decent possibility. Have you ever traveled to a city where it didn't have like a remote airport, and so you flew to the nearest big city and then just trained or Ubered or whatever else? I guess mine would be the Chicago to South, but when we rode over there, that's probably the closest one. But is that worth it when you save money and then you have to pay for a taxi service, pay for the train, pay for whatever else? Is that worth it?
Usually not. I mean,
Okay.
particularly if you're not renting. Well, I mean, car rentals have gotten expensive too. Therefore, Ubers have gotten more expensive.
Yeah.
So, I've got a trip coming up that I've got to go to Phoenix, and the Uber from the airport to downtown is like $50, and it's like 4 miles. It's just stupid.
By the way, Bobby Cunningham, did you see he got $100,000 for North Carolina?
I did hear Bo
tournament?
talking about that this morning.
So I was reading that,
Which makes it look even worse.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting and everything else. Have you ever won your bracket challenge?
Never.
Okay, I have done the same one. So we've got ours right now at hitthatline.com. It's brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Moix RV, Heartland Honda. Also brought to you in part by Foghorns Wings. You're going to have to help me with the last one. I'm looking at it in my head, and I don't have it at the top of my head. There,
810 billiards.
810 billiards and bowling. Yes, thank you. We do this every year, and I filled mine out yesterday, and we have a bunch of our on-air staff that participate in it. And
I did the
whatnot
first
well.
round.
And I am just I am so disheartened after day one each and every year. I used to actually the highest I ever got in one of our leagues was third, but now it's just the more I talk sports, the worse I'm getting. The further down the list,
Agreed.
I'm falling on these bracket challenges.
I mean, all the way south. He's going south, folks, like south of Miami down to Honolulu. So,
okay, so it's Mexico, I at least know is close to Cali, but Hawaii is south. You're saying Hawaii is southwest? I don't have.
Dude, it's in the ocean. It's just down there to the bottom left.
Go to California and hang a left.
Yeah.
And just keep going. It's a 5-hour time difference from here. There's 7 islands? I think there's 7 in the chain.
It is so
Hawaii.
far out there.
It is. Hello.
What if you run out of gas?
Well, I'm counting on the pilot to fill her up.
I don't know.
How much do you weigh?
Why?
I need to know how much gas to put in the plane.
Like Colby
800
said,
pounds. Fill her up.
I legitimately thought that it was Hawaii was close to where Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, or Cuba is for I guess for the last 10 or so
Please
years.
send your love offerings to care of Tommy Kraft. That's P.O. Box 23370.
Oh man,
I'll be checking into a clinic next week.
I will say I am a little more apprehensive about flying than I have been based on what's happened in the last few months and whatnot. I don't know, not willing. It's just I feel like I read more stories or see more things than I have in the first 29 years of my life than I have the last year.
Just need the doors to say closed on the plane right now. That's the main thing.
This was a miscarriage of justice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You're having one of them mornings, aren't you?
Yeah, one step at a time.
Hey, spring is here, and the spring swim event at Burton Pools and Spas is underway. Make a huge splash. They're giving away four Intex pools worth $2,000. You can enter to win any of these four pools are given away at any of their three locations, Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale. Stock up and save where you can get 15% off your summer chemicals that you need. You can take $30 off a 25-pound bucket of chlorine tablets right now at Burton Pools and Spas. Semi-in-ground pools start at only $17,999. So you can check those out as well and save up to $1,250 on Doughboy above-ground pools. Hurry in. The spring swim event is underway. Burton Pools and Spas, Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale. Water for a better life at burtonpools.com. That's burtonpools.com.
Phil Elson is going to be in studio for halftime today. Do want to mention Arkansas baseball back in action, taking on Oral Roberts tonight at 6, and then you'll play tomorrow at 3 o'clock as well. You've won 16 straight midweek games. Did the math this morning. Not that this is a major skill setter.
You did what this morning?
Did the math.
Okay.
Dave Van Horn is 262 wins away from passing Coach Bryan after.
I saw where he won his 900th Arkansas. That's not his 900th career win, but what 900th as the Razorback head coach.
I think I did that math right. Someone might need to double check it on that.
So you're telling me is how many apart?
I think it's 262 wins away from passing.
So you're
Coach
telling
Bryan.
me
I did not use a calculator. I did it all in my head, which is probably.
You'd be telling me that Norm DeBryan's at 1,166. That's what you'd be telling me.
I think he's at 1,161, right?
Well then,
or 1,160.
Yeah.
So did I do the?
Well, 261 would put him one past. Yeah, 1160 would tie if your facts are correct.
Okay, I think that's right. Dave's only a part of 4.
Math isn't an opinion.
It's hard.
Math is not an opinion.
Let's see who else on this list. Tim Corbin, Mike Bianco, and also Mississippi State's Ron Polk are on the history of winning 900-plus games in the SEC. Ben Bybie's on the mound today. Colin Fisher's on the mound tomorrow. This team yet to lose at home this season in Baum-Walker Stadium. And I realized that, you've entered SEC play. I was talking to some friends about this just leading up to the tournament. But, you've got massive series to end your season with the likes of Texas and Tennessee both coming in here. And by the way, sandwiched in between those two series is the LSU Tigers, which will face at Alex Box Stadium, which is, again, a place they're actually going to have success. When we went there, was it 3 or 4 years ago, LSU was downtrodden and not any good. But this year, they are one of the better teams in all of college baseball, and you could say that about a bunch of SEC opponents.
Generally, if you can beat LSU, which Arkansas, even with having better teams, has not had a great history of, you've had a pretty good year because normally everything else falls into place. But I'm going to tell you, we're going to look back. We're going to talk about that win on Sunday in Oxford, and that's going to mean a lot, I think. So I know it's way early. It's the third game of SEC play. There's 27 more to go. But winning that road series on Sunday, let me wag my finger at this camera here in front of me. Winning that game on Sunday is going to mean a lot somewhere down the road. And it gives you a little bit of breathing room because, the formula is always kind of included winning your home series. So, that puts them in a great position. That was a much bigger win. I think it will reveal itself and how large that win is as we move through conference play.
I think it's also, and you could say this about Bud Walton, say this about Baum too. This weekend, if you looked down the field and looked in the stands at Swayze, that was not a full ballpark.
People aren't. Well, first of all, you had bad weather.
Yes.
You can have wind. You can have rain. You can have snow. You can have a lot of things. Wind will keep people away from things faster. The wind's just so frustrating because you can't get away from it. So, man, when you had winds like we saw that were here on Friday that swept across our stadium, and we saw it with the golf. You mentioned earlier Rory winning yesterday morning. He had to move it because of the weather. Mm-hmm. And the wind will eat into your outdoor crowds at sporting events quicker than anything.
This is a text from Chad in Texarkana here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying you got to beat Tennessee. Tony Vitello and company coming into last year. He also texted in a little early in our conversation, says better to be thought of as an idiot than to open your mouth and remove remove all doubt.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic
better to be
text.
thought of as a fool Then open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Austin from Van Buren. Tommy, it's shocking you let this guy travel by yourself.
I know it.
I had the flight
Hey,
attendant help
what are
me
your
from time to time.
suggestions? Me travel with you?
Yeah. Gavin in Fayetteville. Ty, all you need to
That
know
would be worse.
about Hawaii is they produce some stupid good baseball players for us.
Well, they
Yeah,
do that.
Kahio and Vaheva Aloy have been
The Hawaiian Haymakers.
have been unbelievable.
Phil's in the building. We need to get Phil in here. We need to talk you into using that phrase. The Hawaiian Haymakers.
Do you get paid, everyone?
I don't care about getting paid.
Mower
I
Ma-
don't even want credit.
Mower Man in Benville says someone needs to go
I didn't.
back to
What's my
school.
idea?
Is he talking about you?
Huh?
Someone needs to go back to school, or is that about me?
If you need to ask, then you should know the
Fair.
answer.
Jim in Fayetteville, Jamaica is somewhat similar to Hawaii. Totally get the confusion. Thank you, Jim. Someone that's actually
Yeah, man.
be in Clarksville, Rhode Island, next to California.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott, the tortilla guy, will Hawaii be joining the SEC next? And Mr. Pibb asking about bringing the Rainbow Warriors into the Southeastern Conference. That would be the equivalent of what the Big Ten currently has with that. I think
right there below Florida on the map.
Yeah, well, in my mind,
Hobson and Van Horn just took an easy trip down from Miami to grab those two guys.
You were serious? I know I was. I listen.
Well, Hawaii's right there below Florida on the map.
When I think of something, when I say something stupid,
next to Alaska,
which is often, Alaska's up top. Come on. When I say something stupid, I don't pull back. In fact, I go in further, and I truly thought that was the case until you shared that with me. Now I know it's not the case. You learn something new, even at 30 years old. Hawaii apparently is a 7-hour flight from. Are you guys
That's
finding
not true. It's five. It's a 5.5 hour flight from Vegas, where I connect.
What are you looking at, Phil? No, I
Well,
know
Hawaii-
where Alaska was.
Earlier, Phil's walked in the. Hawaii is right there south of Florida, right there on the map. Right there on the map. See, it's just south of Florida.
Geography.
So,
Geography 101.
So when you look at the map, you always see Hawaii there. He thought that's where it was.
Phil is remembering.
And he wasn't kidding.
all the times 6 years ago he had to educate me on halftime with some of the just moronic, idiotic, stupid things that would come out of my mouth, and he's remembering why he no longer has to do a show with me anymore, and it's bringing tears to his eyes, tears of joy.
Yeah.
West Greenland.
Hey, while you're here, what do you think about working in the phrase the Hawaiian Haymakers? You like that?
Not bad. I was thinking about Big Poi and Little Poi for the Hawaiian brothers.
I like it.
But yeah, I mean the jury's out.
So next home run call.
Please credit ESPN.
That's a Hawaiian
Arkansas.
haymaker. So I like
I have said
put that in the suggestion jar.
I will say I've learned a lot of things from this beautiful man that's in front of us right now. But the one thing
what did I tell you?
The one thing I've taken away more from Phil than anything, I don't ever say foul pole anymore. I only say fair pole.
Yeah.
And people look at me weird from time to time. But then if we're listening to the game or whatever, I was like, that guy. I point at the radio and I say, that guy taught me that. Phil taught me that. And it's
I know
stuck with
him.
me.
I know
him.
I have his phone number
He's
in
a
my
cool
phone.
guy.
See?
We go eat burritos.
I feel like I've accomplished something.
All right, hold on. We're getting off the
Go out
rails.
for burritos
Do you
every now and
remember? Do you? One sec. Do you remember that one time that I FaceTimed you at like 10 o'clock at night? I was hammered with my buddies, and we were asking, and because they're like, you need to call Phil and ask him. It was a big baseball debate. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like who was like all time on first or third, or who switched it. And so I FaceTime Phil. It's legitimately 10 o'clock at night. I think he had a women's basketball game the next day. He answers, and I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. He answered it correctly, and
you're surprised.
No, it wasn't a surprise, but I woke up the next day and I texted him. I was like, hey, bro, my bad. And he's like, all good, man. I was
You know what you should do the next time this comes up?
Do it again?
No. FaceTime Chuck. That would be the best. That's what I think you should do. When you and your buddies have a question that's Razorback related, and of course, you may or may not have the answer.
Yeah.
I think a FaceTime with Chuck at about 10:30 at night would go over.
The thing that I know though is that a potential FaceTime with Ty anytime after 9:30 could be very entertaining.
Yeah.
Especially coming this weekend. after Arkansas beats Kansas Thursday.
Oh, my
You can
gosh.
call me whatever time. Thursday night, early Friday morning. I'll answer it.
I
wanna
have
see what
set.
state you're in.
You can look at this. I have set 10.
Hawaii?
10
I'm in the state of Hawaii.
I have set 10 alarms for Friday morning, just on the off chance that I don't wake up on the first 4, just in case if they end up, because we're gonna party like 1994 if they beat Kansas on
Prince
on
singing. Yeah.
on Thursday.
This hour of the Morning Rush brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mothers, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more beef. It's What's for Dinner. This is funded by the beef farmers and ranchers of Arkansas and courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
All right, now I have my next assignment. FaceTime Chuck.
But please somebody else record this for
after
me.
the Kansas win
Yes.
on Thursday.
No. After the Kansas win, I need you to do it where I want you to awaken him. Maybe not necessarily on a game night.
What about Friday night in between the Kansas win and the St. John's win?
Yeah, somewhere along those lines.
Okay, at like 12 o'clock. And be like, hey, we're out here, Chuck. I actually found a bar similar to, well, it's not similar to Wild Beaver Saloon, but we will probably be, it's called Blake's Tavern, Tommy. That is where we will be spending the majority of our time in Providence this weekend amongst, of course, was it Amica?
Amica Mutual Arena.
Okay.
Or Pavilion. Pardon me.
Remember,
it's a pavilion, not an arena.
We were in Tampa, 4 years ago for the SEC championship, and I think I said the hockey arena wrong every time for a full week.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'm surprised by that.
It's the home of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think it's Amelie, and I'd say it differently every time, which, like you said, not surprising. All right, SEC update coming up, mate. What did Cal have to say about the conference and heading into this tournament? We'll hear from Coach next.
First off, thank you guys. Y'all get me going to work every morning, so I appreciate what you guys do.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
This is the Morning Rush.
We got to show them we are the University of Arkansas.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. Only at Taco Bell.
It's back, the Ultimate Challenge at Lewis Automotive, and it's bigger than ever.
We're on a mission to sell 555 vehicles in the month of March, no matter what it takes. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back. All month long, get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models.
Payments start at $199 a month.
Find the ultimate selection, the ultimate discounts, the ultimate financing, and the ultimate amount for your trade.
Only at the Lewis Automotive Group's Ultimate Challenge.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for
ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
When you talk about 14, the most ever had been 11 in the Big East when they were like ridiculous and everybody said they deserved 11. But for us to have that many, it just shows what this league is right now. Senior oriented, a lot of older players. You're talking a bunch of seniors will be gone. But I'll tell you what, you're playing against some veteran, just bearded, older, gray-haired, and they play.
That was Cal talking about the Southeastern Conference, who again got 14 teams in the league, a record for college basketball. We'll see how far they travel. They got one play-in game tomorrow night that features a Southeastern Conference opponent being the Texas Longhorns. The rest ended up making the field. Tommy, we talked about the top four teams earlier, and we gave our picks on if you had to pick one team to advance the farthest, not to necessarily win the national championship. We said Florida. Me and Colton did. You said Bama. What about a lesser heralded team, outside of the top four? Who do you think has the best chance of advancing in this league? I still like Missouri, even though they played Drake that first round game.
I like Missouri. I like Missouri to lose in the first round because that's what Missouri does historically. A&M's not the right answer because we know how A&M does. Kentucky feels like the right answer, but we're leaning too much on history and heritage.
And they've got a lot of injuries they've been dealing with,
yeah.
too.
Tell me why not the Razorbacks? Depth?
I think, again, and I've said this, I don't feel good about this game. I don't like this team that they played in the preseason. They dogged Kansas earlier this year. DeJuan Harris hadn't played good. I don't like that this team beat a Bill Selfless Kansas team 2 years ago. This is going to sound stupid, but if they win Thursday, they're not losing Saturday. They will be a Sweet 16 team. I do not see a scenario where this team beats Kansas and loses to St. John's. Again, that might be the dumb, and you've probably heard some dumb things come out of my mouth this morning and other mornings, but I truly believe, and you know how you just get this like gut feeling. Like sometimes, like there wasn't a lot of reasons that Arkansas should beat Kansas 2 years ago or Gonzaga, and I know it's different coaches, but like you just get this sense, and for whatever reason, is it going to be flawless with Boogie coming back into the equation? No, but if this team scrapes and figures it out on Thursday, I think they're going to have enough confidence to beat one of the better teams in the country on Saturday.
What you're saying is you think the Kansas game will be harder than the St. John's game.
I really do. I think if they are able to burst through and beat the Jayhawks Thursday night, and then we'll find out who they play on Saturday.
But likely St. John's.
Well, I say, yeah. What time? They're playing St. John's. Omaha's not winning that game. Coach Crutchfield has done a great job there, but I just can't see it happening. That would be we've seen 2 to 15 upsets before, but I don't see that playing out. But Arkansas has, like, if you look at Lakely, you've gotten a chance to play some lesser teams that lost. Like New Mexico State upset, I think, Ohio State one year. Oral Roberts, in your initial NCAA tournament run under Muss, upset. So maybe you do get lucky. And, I mean, I would say that getting Kansas from a blue blood standpoint isn't luck, but this is not exactly the best. In fact, it's nowhere close to the best Kansas team that Self-Setter had on his campus. And they're a couple years removed from a national championship, but still it is peculiar to see where they are right now in their program and their state of where they are.
How far are you carrying Ole Miss into your bracket?
Well, Tim Doyle, I'm glad you brought them up. Tim Doyle does not have them going very far with CBS Sports. He thinks they're a fraud.
I think Ole Miss is a fraud. Now, we were debating if San Diego State or North Carolina were going to get in. Mm-hmm. They both get in. Mm-hmm. Whoever wins that game is beating Ole Miss. Ole Miss gets a lot of love because they played in a great conference, Joe. They had a lot of opportunities and stuff. Eyeball test with Ole Miss. That is a fraud at number 6, and I'm targeting.
I have Ole Miss beating Iowa State and moving on to the Sweet 16. I don't remember if I have them going to the Elite 8, but that is a team that has 3 guards. I think it's Jalen Murray, Sean Padula, Smurf, Marshall Henderson, and why am I blanking on that other guy? Matthew Morrell. Plus they got Dia, who is just this thick 4/5 that can knock down 3. They play defense. And Chris Beard's just won everywhere he's been. So I don't agree with Doyle at all. I think I have them going to my Sweet 16. I don't have my bracket on him, but I'm like 99% sure that's where I place them in. That's the team. When I asked you that question of like the team that is not in that top 4, Ole Miss would be the squad that I would put maybe making a run further than people anticipate with them this upcoming March.
All right, that's your SEC update. It is brought to you by Wheels RV and the NWA RV Show. An outdoor party that's coming up. Spring camping season's here. Spring officially arrives later this week, and you want to make plans to be at the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party April 12th and 13th. It's going to be in Rogers. They're going to have the state's largest RV dealers together. Wheels RV and Moix RV, all the top brands that include Winnebago, that include Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, all there loaded up in one location with on-site financing available, vendors for you can have some great food and other things going on, bounce houses for the kids. So mark your calendars for April 12th and 13th. It's the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party brought to you by Wheels RV. You can see them today 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale.
You got a text. Now, Colton did some research during the break. Colton, what did you find that an Uber cost from Boston to Providence?
Approximately $90.
Okay. So 90, that's 180. This is a text saying, Tommy out of the 479 on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying, go to Boston and you can take a train. Now, I know Ruskin and Zach were ushering me to take a train all the way there, but apparently it's only $40 to do that.
Wow.
To take a train in that setup. You haven't been to Boston either, right?
No, that's a part of the country. I fly into Boston, rent you a car. You can probably see 4, 5, 6 states in a
That's what's
4 or 5 day period.
And that's what's so unique, I feel like, about the Northeast.
Vermont? Where's Vermont at?
Northeast. It's up top. It's up top. I know it's up top.
I can't tell you I could really fit that in the puzzle.
I know it's up. If you showed me a map.
Is it east or southeast of Rhode Island?
It's
north.
north of Rhode Island.
North.
In between
Up
How much
Maine
further
and New
east can
Hampshire.
you get from Rhode Island before you run into water?
If you showed me a map, I could label things out. By the way, the arena.
Could you really?
I can name every state.
Because I don't know that
And
I could get all of them right up there with New Hampshire, Rhode Island, all the, I don't know that I could fill that out correctly. All the little shapes up there, all the primary states.
What
I'd call
do
them.
I do? I have to get it passed. Do I have to go 50 for 50?
Yes, you're an American. You
Yeah.
have to. How can you not look at a map and be able to tell which state it is?
I think the Northeast would throw me off.
Yeah, I think it'd throw a lot of people off.
Do you think you could go
You'd have
50
to-
for 50?
I could go
Colton?
50 for 50 in probably less than 2 minutes.
By the way, Tommy, one more time. Say it, the Amica. How do you say the arena name?
I think it's Amica
Amica.
Mutual Pavilion.
It used to be the Dunkin' Donuts Center, and they
Yeah.
called it the Dunk. Got a text from Hunter, who's listening in Rogers right now in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. He said his brother used to live there, but it used to be called the Dunk. That's a cool basketball arena name, the Dunk.
Yeah.
I like that nickname.
So coming up after Arkansas and Kansas, we'll have Hog Reaction brought to you by the Stadium Shop. We'll break down the game, hopefully be talking about the next matchup that will be coming up on Saturday for the Razorbacks, and we'll know more about it. Hog Reaction brought to you in part by the Stadium Shop next door to Baum Walker. So if you're headed to the game tonight or tomorrow with Oral Roberts or this weekend with South Carolina, stop in to see Robert and Elizabeth and the family at the Stadium Shop. They've got everything Razorback related you could ever want, from glassware to T-shirts to button-down dress shirts to wear to work, to short shirts, hats, toboggans, gloves, license plate holders, stickers for your car. I mean, we could sit here the rest of the show and keep naming off stuff. Anything Razorback related, it's available there in the store or shop online at thestadiumshop.com. That's the Stadium Shop on Razorback next door to Baum Walker Stadium.
Got a sweatshirt that I know I packed. I think there was a few other handful of things in there.
Shop on Razorback.com.
Yes, SHOPPE on at Razorback.com. That's it. Hold on. Shop on. Sorry,
Shop
Robert.
on Razorback.
Yeah.
At the Stadium Shop.
At the Stadium Shop, and Robert and Elizabeth will always take care of you. I don't know why. I like the smell of their place. It's not like it just has this like game day smell anytime that you walk in there. I don't know if Robert has a
Kind of
special
like walking
candle.
into a boot store, a leather shop, or got that distinct smell. Smells like men.
The smell of winning.
They're
and
like
everything.
men wearing
What do you-
brute.
Do you have an air freshener in your car? Do you have anything that like black ice, or I have vanilla aroma? I think is what it, in my card right now, but I usually prefer black ice. But they didn't have any at Walmart when I stopped by last time.
French fries. I just got the smell of
The
French fries.
French fries.
Onion rings.
I had
Give me that onion ring scent I can hang from the mirror.
my roommate. He unpacked his car yesterday. Tommy, he hadn't like cleaned it out in over a year. He said he found things in there. It's just been sitting there for a year. It was not a pleasant. It's not what.
I'm telling you, if Dylan cleaned his room right now, there would be things we would find you wouldn't want to find, and things you've been looking for a long time that you've already bought a replacement for. You'd probably find in there. So.
See, that is always that would have to be frustrating as a father when your kid loses something. And then
I tell you
finds
what's
Dishes.
bad right now
Lots
is
of dishes in there.
shoe size, shirt size, belt size, all those things. We're about the same right now. So, like yesterday, my belt was missing that I wanted to wear to work. Couldn't find it. Guess who was wearing it to school?
Big D.
Go get socks out this morning. Notice I don't have long dress socks on. Ask me why, Ty.
Are they dirty?
No, those are clean.
No, I'm
But
saying
they're the ankle socks rather than the, like a crew dress sock I would wear with dress pants to work. Why do I not have socks? Because
Big
he
D.
got in the drawer, and does he wash them? Does he put them back in the dirty clothes? No.
See, I've had friends that have experienced that they've got younger kids than you. So they haven't had that yet, but their wives will still steer their favorite sweatshirts or flannel.
Yeah,
Stuff
but
like
I'm not
that.
wearing that to work.
That's
I
true.
need socks to wear to work.
I think you look great.
Well, thank you.
I think you look. I think you look fine.
Spoken from a man that thinks Hawaii south of Miami. I'll take that as a compliment.
I'm not even wearing ankle socks. They're no-show socks right now with my tennis shoes.
Hey, Gaston's would be the perfect place to socks or no socks. They don't care at Gaston's. I would go no socks.
They'll accept you
Get that
regardless.
boat, and when when the warmer weather gets here, you can dip those toes in the water, and it'll cool you right off. seriously, Gaston's is the perfect summertime retreat. Take the kids. They won't want to steal your socks at Gaston's because they'll want to go barefoot. And hey, with 65 years, I guess now of tradition, right below the Bull Shoals Dam, right here in Arkansas, you won't beat Gaston's White River Resort for the perfect summer getaway for you and your family. Book now, 870-431-5202. Key weekends are still open. Maybe that special birthday or anniversary weekend is there for you as well. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Vuya Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Vuya Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
This is the Morning Rush.
The nation is going to be talking about Arkansas.
It's Hot Wing Madness at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Hey, this is Phil Elson. Join me and Matt Jones for Halftime Live at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith for the first 2 days on Thursday and Friday of the Big Dance. Chow down on 50-cent wings, $3 pints, and $15 buckets of beer. Hot Wing Madness is back. 50-cent wings Thursday and Friday at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
We all plan to be on time, but fender bending, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren. Happy New Year from Sharp Equipment. Come on over to the new Sharp Equipment today and explore what all Sharp has to offer. From our latest offers and deals as a Wacker Neuson dealer to customized hydraulic and industrial hoses, equipment repairs, and as a Cinnabogan authorized service provider, we're able to offer even more. Stop in to check out the new location at 5608 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-649-0500 to see how at Sharp Equipment we help you move more than just the world. We help you move forward. Sharp Equipment, your Wacker Neuson dealer.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
All right, as we close out today's show, we've got our CJ's Butcher Boy Burger trivia, and I have good news. I scored a 48 out of 50 on the states. Didn't get all of them right. I missed New Jersey and
New York,
New Mexico. So
New Mexico?
Yeah, I flipped that in Arizona. So I was 48.
I wouldn't have bet on that.
I was 48 out of 50. I'd say that's pretty 90-something%. It's an A. So
in Hawaii is where?
South, or really just west.
Yeah, there you go.
Really just west, not southwest, but it's out there. Sometimes like the maps put Hawaii and Alaska just on the page.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you thought that's where it was.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they'll put them on the bottom right.
Yeah.
Even though they're not there.
Right below Florida. Yeah, that's where Hawaii is.
That's where I thought
right
they
there
were
on the map. Yeah.
So, but 90-something%, it's not bad.
That's not a bit, folks. We didn't write that before the show.
Mm-mm.
That's a genuine, scary, frightening peek behind the curtain of the morning rush.
Our youth is failing because of people like me.
Baylor Brad texted in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. He is on the phone now trying to get a refund from Little Rock Christian Academy. So
wouldn't be surprised. Blue Ribbon School, not really.
Let me know how that goes. Also, University of Arkansas looking for a refund this morning.
At Professor Foley and the great staff at the Lemke Journalism Department. Probably not. They're probably a little displeased about that last segment.
Hey, before we get to trivia, brought to you by the Fence Man, 782-3936 is the number, 479-782-3936. Powered automatic gates. Who do you call to have them built? Who do you call to have them installed? Where do you go to have them serviced after the fact? The Fence Man, 782-3936. They got one crew, one vehicle that's what they do is controlled access, all the electronics to go with it, from installation to service to follow up, anything you need. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, so we've actually given the answer to our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question this morning. If you were listening, and I know many of you were, you'll have a chance to earn a $25 gift card to either Russellville or the Fayetteville location. Fayetteville's off Weddington. The Russellville is off Arkansas Avenue. Who did Arkansas beat in 1996? It was played in both our open. They beat two teams in Providence before ultimately losing to John Calipari and UMass. If you want to receive the $25 gift card, you got to tell us the two teams on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, where you got to call us, no text, call at 877-377-6963. And you made a good point earlier. That was prior to Muss taking the team in 2021, the last time you had made it Sweet 16. And like you think about a nearly 30-year stretch where after 95, you're probably thinking, man, we're going to be in the Final Four and the Elite Eight the majority of our lifetime. Whatever. And then, again, nearly 3 decades where you didn't have it again. 1996, you played in Providence in the NCAA tournament before. Who did you beat? The two teams. 877-377-6963. Would you have known this if we hadn't disclosed it a little bit this morning?
I would have. You'd probably had to jog my memory on this, but yeah, I mean that That was the golden age, man. The golden age of Arkansas basketball.
Where he just kept on going. All right.
4, 5, and 6.
All right, Colton, who do we got to answer this question?
We got Brent and Cersei on the line.
All right, Brent, who was it? 30 seconds.
Was it Marquette and Penn State?
That is correct.
There you
Brent,
go.
congratulations. You won a $25 gift card. We'll get it to you off the air. I know we got your information, buddy. But, yes, Marquette and Penn State, and then you got beat by Cal. And I know Cal likes to talk about that from time to time, but that was a loaded UMass squad back in 1996. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, whipping up the best burgers, fries, and shakes in all of Arkansas. Stop by and see Keith and his team in Fayetteville and Keith Sally and the team in Russellville as
good for
well.
lunch today.
Absolutely. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, when all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. Halftime coming up next. Phil Elson in studio today. Arkansas, Oral Roberts tonight at 6 o'clock. Stay tuned for that as well.
Hunting for a fortune? X marks the cash. 5 new lottery scratchers are loaded with prizes and waiting to be discovered. Multiply your prize 10, 50,